sports. It's in the game.
Yep, you've got one guy going boom, the other guy going whap, and the guy trying to run it in for the score, and he's going nowhere.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to South Florida at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. Play action. Now it's Tua. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Tua sets up to pass it. Eluding the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So on 4th down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Hurts throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, a 22.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here
he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Coming out of the end zone, D. Eskridge. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And Hill is going to have the Dolphins first down as the tackle made up near the 35. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Flushed out right. Throw caught by Achane. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Tua going to throw. Steps away to his left. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late. Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourself.
There he goes, right side. And it'll be a big hit at the end of this one, but it's also a big play as he's able to hang on to the football. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. 29 yards. And the Eagles have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Eskridge. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Dancing to his left. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
That is incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the... Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take over here up near the 40.
Partner, I think this will want to ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Play action. Here's Hurts. Pass to Brown. He's got it on the crossing route. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Barkley inside handoff. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Second and a couple. Again, it's Barkley. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jahan Dotson, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Up the middle, Achane. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Here's Tua. Escaping the pressure right. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll run, Achane. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. On second down, Tua rolling to his right, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa as the first half is winding down, and the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football underway. Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. A handoff to Barkley. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll go to Barkley again, and he'll get it down here to the 43. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Hurts throws complete to Goddard, and he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. This will be caught by Brown. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Got a little antsy there from his Mike linebacker position.
Partner, there's times you think you've timed up the quarterback's cadence. You think you've got a read on it. He might have thought it on that play. He was wrong.
The ball down at the 1 as they come up after the penalty on another 2nd and goal. Barkley will take this one in for an Eagles touchdown.
Sometimes offensive you get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal.
We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Love going to throw right away. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. It's another first down, as this time they get an even 20. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone. You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy. But they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of. On play action. Love to throw. Eluding the pressure right. That one to Reed, and it is caught on the dive. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Here we go. 45, right.
Love. Here's a diving catch right side. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Jacobs again. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. They go with Jacobs, and this time he is in.
Yes.
It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. A big play there for Philly. 47 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They go play action with Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Hurts. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Packers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Throwing. Love. That's complete to Dobbs. And it's a Packers touchdown. Romeo Dobbs, 50 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Well, when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
Flushed out right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. On play action, they'll throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
They'll throw again. Here's Love on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. And Love is going to slide down and pick up the first. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Love. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Here's Hurts to throw. This is Smith with a grab. Now he breaks free in the middle of the field. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 78 yards. And the Eagles are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Nixon now from his end zone. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now
and he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Hurts will throw. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Nixon now from his end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Darius Slay with a pick. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time.
Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. And With just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half, Love. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going.
He's got a man, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 36 yards on the play.
So when's the best time to take the big shots downfield? When you think a defense least expects it, and I think the first play of the third quarter qualifies. They came right out firing. That's how you send a message to start the second half of a game.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
Such a valuable commodity to have a tight end who can run and get open. How about what he just did there? Worked his way from right to left across the field and found his way free.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. And he will get into the end zone, and it's now a 2-score game as the lead moves to 9. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Nixon now from his end zone. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer. And now off to the races down the right side. Christian Watson, touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson, 77 yards. And the Packers have cut it back within a score. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is down to 2. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Here's a give to Barkley, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 3. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. Throwing is Hurts. That one downfield for Dotson. Touchdown, Eagles. Jahan Dotson, 36 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes this a 9-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but...
And now here is another interception. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now...
Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. 39 yards there, a big one.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to greenlight that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
And they're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal.
Jacobs. No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1.
Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
And they'll run again.
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown.
Josh Jacobs,
his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Packers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
They'll try to run it with Jacobs. And he will get into the end zone. So how about that for putting it on the line? They've taken the lead by a point here in the 4th quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
58 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Big Kenny Clark that time pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Devontae Smith
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Eagles get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Love looking to throw it.
Completed out left to Dobbs.
And they get him to the ground quickly, but he's out near midfield at the 49-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
This to Jacobs on the toss right. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now Love.
He finds his man complete. It's Reed.
And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
45, right.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs.
That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's Jacobs. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
Here's Love.
He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball, but someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And got his man complete. Now he's loose again. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th. Elliott on for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. Here's 1st down. Love looking to throw it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And now time is a giant issue. That would have been important to maybe get you into Hail Mary range. But this defense is certainly going to make it tough. And that's going to fall incomplete.
To Dobbs, and he hauls it in. And he'll get out of bounds, so that stops the clock. Is on one play. They're up close to midfield. All 3 timeouts remain. How much that'll matter remains to be seen. It's 1st and 10. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Missed.
It will not go down. And the Eagles are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one possession.